Peter Comeau. I'm Head of Acoustic Design for Wharfedale, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you today the Wharfedale EVO 5 series. Now, I have next to me EVO 5.4. This is an evolution, sorry for the pun, from the EVO 4 series, which was a very popular model and gained a lot of respect both from reviewers and from listeners around the world. So you can imagine it was a hard job to improve on it, but improve on it we have. The main aspect of EVO 5 that we have improved is to work hard on getting the drive units to behave better outside their normal operating range. Now, you may think this is a strange idea, but actually, if we do this, it makes the crossover work a lot simpler, and I'll come back to that a bit later on. So what we've done is we have introduced on the back of the bass units in the three-way and the bass mid-range units in the two-way, an elastomer ring that we call ResoSeal, and this improves the performance of the drive unit as it falls away through its natural roll-off. And because of that, we can simplify the crossover, and it makes for a much clearer performance in the mid-range. You'll hear it especially on vocals. For the AMT treble unit, we've actually increased the radiating size of the unit by changes to the front plate. And also, we've introduced a new material at the back of the AMT, which offers better absorption. We call this silent weave. It's a mixture of cotton fiber and natural fibers, which have a much better absorption range over a wide range of frequencies. And as a result, we've also used that material behind the mid-range dome as well. So improvements there too. And then if you look closely at the front of the drive units, you'll see that we have this elastomer ring. We call this Reso frame. It reduces the resonance within the drive unit chassis and the trim itself, and again, allowing for a clearer performance. As well as that, we've also increased the size of the cabinet slightly to give us greater extension in the bass. Now, what you don't see is the differences in the crossover. Because we now have drive units which are performing in a much clearer fashion, the crossover can be simplified, and of course that's always a good thing. But also in the three-way, we have split the crossover into two parts, so you now have two PCBs, one of which handles mid-range treble, the other which handles the bass, and that reduces the electromagnetic interference between the components and allows us to do a much better PCB layout with what I call a straight-through path from the input from your amplifier to the drive units. And the crossover components themselves have been uprated. We've used super quality polypropylene capacitors and also air core coils for the mid-range and treble. Both of those we've selected as a result of our usual hundreds of hours of listening tests. And the result has been, in other people's words, a much more open sound, better focus for the stereo image, a much cleaner performance, and much lower distortion throughout the whole of the musical performance, and a better projection of the sound into the room, giving you a much more involvement with the music and much greater enjoyment from your whole music collection. So this is the rest of the EVO 5 range. We have here the smaller floor standard, the EVO 5.3, the large stand mount, the EVO 5.2, and the smallest stand mount, the 5.1, together with the center channel. The center channel, as you can see, is in our new finish, which we call Lunar Grey. So these are the three finishes: the walnut, the black, the white, and the lunar grey. And these three color finishes have our new semi-matte, which is slightly iridescent, but the main thing is it's not as shiny as the EVO 4 range, which is something that people were asking for.